Hi, this is Aditya here from graphicworkers, and in this video we're going to learn how we can create an analytical dashboard. Analytical dashboards are really important in the scenario that we are living in, because everybody is having a number of users on their applications and apps, on web apps and everything else. But to analyze the data of those users and to give them analysis of their usage is a really important part in the industry right now. So in this tutorial, we're going to learn how we can create a wealth management app dashboard where a user can see how his wealth has been distributed into different segments of investments. Okay, so let's start. We'll be taking this as the reference design, and we'll be creating something over here new. So to keep the design side by side, just to increase the speed of my tutorial, I'm going to use is I'm going to go into Windows and I'm going to use workspace, arrange, and 2 up vertical. So what this does is this keeps two designs parallelly from one another, so you can use both the two to work on. Okay, so let's start. So as you can see, first of all we need a background layer. So I'm just going to make this like this. I'm using the shape layer. Alright, I'll just turn off its stroke, and I'm going to use maybe similar color or maybe a different color. Let's take a different color over here like this. And then for the design, since they have used the layout of the mobile afterwards, so we'll also do that only. So I'll just break this link, and I'll just curve the box from over here so that it matches the design in the left. Here we go. And now you can see, to better align these boxes to the canvas, what you can do is you can just check the image size. It's 1242 by 2208. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just check this, and I'm going to use 1242, and I'm going to zero out the x-axis. So what this does is this creates the width of the box exactly similar to the canvas, and zeros out its movement axes. Okay, so we have the canvas over here. Now let's start with this graphical interface over here. So I'll just deselect this layer, and I'm going to create a sphere over here. I'm going to turn off its stroke, and I'm going to use white color in its fill, and I'm going to center line it. For that, I'm selecting both these layers. So once we have created this circle, we are going to create these donut graphical representations of wealth over here. So for that, what I'm going to use, I'm going to choose the shape tool, and in my shape tool I have this shape that looks like a donut. If you do not have this shape, you can probably turn it on from all over here. Go to the settings tab of this shape layers menu and use all, and then this shape might appear in your shape options. Okay, so now I'm just going to do a quick, first I have to deselect any shape layer, because shapes normally work like if a shape is selected and you do another shape, then both the shapes are merged together. So we have created this donut ring over here, and to use my center line tool to center line these shapes. Now you can see that this is a very thick layer. So for that, what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to select it. I'm going to press U on my keyboard or select my shape tool to bring up these options, and I'm just going to turn off my border, and I'm going to use my fill with maybe like this gray color, maybe blue color, maybe like this. And as you can see, this is a really thick donut over here. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose this path selection tool, and I'm going to click on this donut, and I'm going to select this circle inside. Okay, sorry, we have to select direct selection tool, and I'm just clicking on all these anchor points inside. I'm going to press Ctrl T, and I'm going to decrease its size just to make it thicker till as per our requirement. Okay, and as you can see, the shape is still maintained. Alright, now we have to break this donut into 3 parts. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just duplicate this layer, hide the bottom one, and I'm going to create a pen tool shape over here so that I can probably cut it like this, and maybe something like this. Okay, let me change the color of this. Okay, so I'm just going to keep this much of shape layer and remove all this part by subtracting the above shape layer from the below one. So I'm selecting both these 2 layers, and I'm going to layer, I'm going to go to combine shapes, and I'm going to subtract from shape, subtract front shape. Okay, so by doing that, I have just left with this bottom layer, and as you can see, if I click on the pen tool, you can see how the shape was made. And besides that, you can even alter its anchor points by going into the direct selection tool. You get these anchor points over here, and you can move your shape accordingly. Right, so since it was converted from a complete donut to this cutout part by subtracting from the front layer, so all you are doing is modifying the front shape. So if you modify the front shape like this, I'll show you. Let me select the pen tool. If you modify it like this, okay, and add a point over here, you can control how your final shape is going to look at the edges. Okay, so if you move this point over here and move this one like this, and you can see that you can have curved cutout of this shape layer, and this is the only method how you can perform these kind of graphical representations in Photoshop. I have tried a lot of methods, but this is the only one that works actually. Okay, and as you can see, the shape layer is completely editable. At any point of time you want to decrease the size of it, you can just select these anchor points and you can just decrease the shape layer over here. And let me just turn it on, so you can see that we've got another shape layer beneath it. And maybe you can just decrease the size of these curves, because they do not look nice to be curved like that much. But it's all up to you actually, how much you want to curve it, how much you do not want to curve it. It's all up to you. Alright, this single cutout, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate the original layer. Okay, and I'm going to turn off the above 2 layers, and I'm going to increase its size to match it with this one. Okay, and then I'll cut this one as well, just like the one we have done in the previous one. Okay, so for that, what I'm going to use is I'm going to click on one of these anchor points, then shift click on the other one, then shift click on the third one. And this way we are going to select all the four ones. Okay, just by pressing the shift key, and then control T and increase its size a little bit. This much may be enough, and let's turn on our earlier done designs. Okay, and now what we can do is we can just create another shape layer like this. Okay, like this. Turn off its stroke, use the fill color, and take it down towards this one, so we can right to this one, and I'm going to change its color to a little bit blue. Okay, and turn it off, and now we have this layer and we have this shape layer that we are going to use to cut this one out. Okay, so we are going to select both of these two layers. I'm going to go to layer and then go to combine shapes and go to subtract shape, sorry, layer, combine shapes, go to subtract front shape. Okay, so we have a cutout that's of a thicker width. Okay, so now you can see that a little bit of edges of these uh, cutouts need to be worked upon, so that we can do after the tutorial as well. So it's not necessary to do that right now only. And for this cutout, I'm just going to duplicate this one. Okay, Control J and Control T, and as you can see, the anchor point is a little bit shifted because we had selected this shape layer. And to move this anchor point, just press Alt and click on the anchor point and take it to the center of the circle, and then we'll rotate it like this until this much point. We'll turn on the base layer to check the alignment of it. Okay, fine. And now let's turn off the base layer and fix the edges like this. That's it. Alright, as you can see, there is a little bit of this thing left over here. So for that, what I'm going to do is just I'm going to right, so here we have the shapes cut out. Now let's match the color to make it a little bit vibrant. Alright, you can use any color family that you want to use. I'm just using the one that is in the reference to match it to the max, and that's it. Now we can probably group these ones. Okay, like donut, and using the text tool to write these values, and the shortcut to use the text tool is T, and then you can use, I'm using Proxima Nova font. It's a nice looking font, so maybe a little bit more bolder, extra bold, and decrease the font size to 80 like this. Okay, then there can be, this can be monthly edition. So basically what I'm trying to convey from this screen over here is that this is the revenue that you have added to your net worth in this month. Okay, something like this maybe. Alright, then at the bottom what we can do is we can create this shape layers, slightly little bit of these type of corners, and I'm going to make it 250 by 250 to get a square shape. Okay, and I'll probably decrease this out a little bit, and we can decrease this also, and use this color only. First of all, we have to turn off its border color and use the fill color to be this one. It's okay. And here it goes, and here we can write market based investments. Maybe 54 left line like this. Okay. So this is the investment value for this thing. So as you can see, I've chosen this color. That means this color represents your monthly addition to this market value. Okay, market based investment value. And this, then you can probably have a date over here. Maybe 20s. Just duplicate this date and for the time, maybe like it could be 12 o'clock like this. So this is what is basically showing that how much of your total wealth. Let's add to the total wealth as well over here. Like if your total wealth is like maybe $60,000, So we can probably have it like this. And so your market-based investments, so you can probably remove this investments word from over here. You can just keep it like market-based, and you can just increase the size of it a little bit, maybe like 64, and move it a little bit downwards. Keep this down a little bit leftwards to the near to the date, and like this. And let's select all these three layers, move it like this, and then we can probably say, and instead of maybe having date and time, what we can use is we can probably say $20,000. That is like this. Okay, so your market-based investments are 20,000 or 60,000, and then we can probably have a percentage value also, like 33.33%. Let's take its size to 54 and give it a bold. Alright, like this, and then they could be like, we can probably group this. Alright, then we can have bank investments, we can have market investments. Alright, and then there could be property investments. Alright, so this could be how the app could be looking, and then we can always have the header. We have to have a header, so we can have just like this. We have 64 over here, stating wealth, center line it, and to create a back arrow, I'm using my pen tool, and I'll just take my strokes color to white and keep the lines solid, and then increase it a little bit, maybe till 4, and then have curved caps and curved corners for it, and decrease its size a little bit and increase the stroke to maybe 6, and center line with these two, and like this. And then we can have these 3 dots over here for options. So since these three dots would be working as a single icon, we'll probably be combining these shapes to work as one. First of all, we'll distribute them equally, and then I'm just going to press Ctrl right click, and I'm going to choose merge shapes. So now this is an icon over here. Okay, so if I edit it, I am going to edit all the three layers. Okay, and then let's align these like this. Then they also have a filter for this daily thing. We can also have it like over here, but the app that we have designed doesn't need it, so we are not going to use it, but it's all up to the design and how you want to be creating it. And then there can be icons that you can use for these different kind of investments. Like for market investments, we can probably have a graphical icon, and then for bank investments we can have a bank image, and then for property we can have a house image. And so this is how we can design a financial graphical analytical dashboard design for an app. Hope you have liked the video. Please do subscribe and like to the Graphic Workers channel, and do share the video with your friends to support us. Thank you.